Welcome, everybody. It is all breaking off. It is honestly just transfer chaos, striker drama on striker drama. It is drama, drama, drama today. And I'm here to absolutely give you guys the latest on what is happening in the transfer window. This is getting very, very exciting. That is for sure. It is getting very exciting. And one thing is for sure, I'm going to bring you guys every news that is happening right now. But first things first, we have to start with the drama of Manchester United in the race for Hugo Ekitike. Let me tell you this is a Eintracht Frankfurt striker that has definitely done a big one this summer. Hugo Ekitike is one of the hottest strikers prospects in the transfer window. After a tough spell at PSG, he rediscovered his form at Eintracht Frankfurt, scoring 22 goals and 12 assists last season. Now, Manchester United, Chelsea, and Liverpool are all battling for his signature, with Frankfurt demanding £85 million for the 22-year-old. This is a problem for Manchester United, most especially. It is going to be a problem for Liverpool and maybe a problem for Chelsea. Now, Chelsea, when it comes to actually people having the money to do it, I believe Chelsea has the money the most because where is Manchester United getting £100 million? Sorry, €100 million from to get Hugo Ekitike after battling and suffering and honestly having a lot of problems with breaking the bank for Viktor Gyokeres. It's basically been reported that Manchester United are not looking to break the bank for Viktor Gyokeres. Yes, I know he's 27, but why would you then turn around and break the bank for Ekatike that is 22 and is not as prolific as Gyokeres? That is my question, and that is something that Manchester United need. They need to absolutely figure out because it doesn't make any sense to me. It feels more like a panic buy. It feels more like a panic pivot, and that to me is a problem. That to me is a problem. But like I said, welcome everybody. Today we are doing the morning show, and the morning show is bringing you guys all the reports about strikers that are happening today. First things first, we are going to start with Arsenal's striker dilemma. Gunners have failed to sign a striker in January, leading to criticism of their transfer strategy. Now, the funny thing about this situation is we all knew the Arsenal needed a striker. We all knew that Arsenal needed a striker last season, especially in January when they tried to go get somebody like your Ollie Watkins and failed in getting him. I felt like that was just posturing. They just went in there to make sure, okay, the fans knew that we were going for a striker. However, this is summertime. This is the summertime, and things are being stalled out. Things are stalling a little bit on Benjamin Sesko's future with Arsenal. And I think that that is a problem for Arsenal fans, even to think about. Because, in my opinion, I think Arsenal fans coming into this situation would have gone in and absolutely cleared the decks in terms of how much they pushed to get Benjamin Sesko over the line, especially in the first part of the transfer window, which was June 1st to June 10th. However, that has not been the case. That has not been the case. They are even finding it hard to get the signing that everyone thought was already done in Zubimendi. It is not clear that he's going to Arsenal yet. Even though Fabrizio Romano has basically announced that here we go for Zubimendi. But he's still being tempted by Real Madrid. The contracts have not been signed. So Arsenal are facing a lot of troubles. Of course, you see the likes of Rodrigo. They even looked at the likes of Garnacho being the left winger for Arsenal and Arteta's side. All these things are basically just interest, and we have not seen anything concrete coming from Arsenal yet. And I think that is a problem for Arsenal, in my opinion. It's a big problem for Arsenal, and Arsenal need to get this all figured out. Now, the second thing that we are talking about today is Victor Gyokeres is in demand. Of course, we know Victor Gyokeres came out on Instagram and posted the story that he says a lot of things are being said in the media right now. Majority of them are not true. When it's time for me to speak, I will speak. And that's the thing that is happening right now. Viktor Gyokeres is wanted by both Manchester United and Arsenal. However, the drama that is happening in Portugal is taking a toll on what this deal is going to be looking like, of what this deal should be done, or when this deal should be done. The likes of sporting presidents coming out and giving that interview. I never understood what that interview was meant to do. In my opinion, I never understood what that interview was meant to do. Was he meant to clear up things? Because all it did was create more problems. It created more situations for people to actually be like, yo, this is the reason why your courage is not being signed to someone yet. This is the reason why your courage is having problems moving. This is the reason why you are not seeing the world best come in for your courage, because he's a 27-year-old and the people are demanding 100 million euros, 100 million pounds for his signature. That is mind blowing. That is problematic for me. And I think that is a problem for your courage and his agent. But one thing is for sure, the agent is not going to make this mistake again if he's anywhere competent in his job. Because gentlemen's agreement never lasts in the world of business. It is a recipe for failure. However, the Sporting Lisbon forward has attracted interest from Arsenal and Manchester United with the potential of 60, 70 million pounds price tag. Now, of course, we have already done kind of a breakdown of what exactly is happening with Gyökeres, so we are not going to go into that anymore. But I think this is something that will be rumbling on through July and maybe August. It is a problem that Gyökeres needs to solve with Sporting. It's just quite sad because football is all about memories. Football is all about memories. Before Gyökeres came, Sporting was one of the laughing stocks of Portuguese football. I understand that Ruben Amorim came and he was one of the driving factors, but there's a reason why Sporting and Amorim wanted Gyökeres. And he came in and did his job. With the first 2 years, maybe 3 years that he was a Sporting, he did his job. He was the best striker in the world. He was the striker with the most stats and the most goal involvement in the world. So that should give you pride to say you have brought in two league titles, if I'm not mistaken, and a lot of cup. So we can let you go with your held head high, and every single person is happy for you. And we are watching for you to get Manchester United or Arsenal to the Premier League title. That is what should be the situation. That is what should be what everyone is talking about, not this whole conversation about you said this or who said that or what said what. That's not what we are meant to be talking about right now. It should be a situation, a celebration for Gyökeres moving into a bigger league and a bigger club, but I guess not. Anyway, we move into Arsenal and Benjamin Sesko. Benjamin Sesko's future is still up in the air. The RB Leipzig striker is a hot prospect, with Arsenal considering a 70 million pound move for Leipzig failed to qualify, or after Leipzig failed to qualify for the Champions League. This is one situation that has absolutely picked up. It has absolutely picked up because um, Benjamin Sesko is a talented bowler. He's a talented bowler that while he was in RB Salzburg, Manchester United were looking at him. You got the likes of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer telling Manchester United, hey, there's a young person. You did not go for Erling Haaland when I told you to go for Erling Haaland. And now there's Benjamin Sesko. But one thing is for sure, RB Leipzig and RB Salzburg, they have this, basically the RB group, the Red Bull group. They have this thing where when they get a talent like this, they want to funnel them through their RB group before they get their biggest move. And then you have seen Benjamin Sesko be loyal to RB Leipzig, but now it is time for him to move and get his big move. He's 22 years of age, I believe. 22 years of age, and he's getting into scoring more goals. One thing we know for sure that he would be bringing to Arsenal is pace, strength, um, Pace, I said pace already, but also his runs are a little bit different. His runs are very, very well done. And then you start seeing the goals. He's contributing a little bit. He did not have a really good season last season, but one thing is for sure, he knows how to find the back of the net. And that is one thing that Arsenal would absolutely need in this situation. Of course, we know that Arsenal still has the likes of Kai Havertz and Jesus, Gabriel Jesus. So it is definitely going to be an upgrade for Arsenal in this situation. And then we go to Ollie Watkins, the Arsenal fan that was absolutely in turn basically had his head turned when Arsenal came in January, and we have been seeing a bad set of situations happening afterwards with him falling out with Unai Emery as Unai Emery benches him for the likes of Marcus Rashford. All these things have happened with Ollie Watkins in the last 6 months, and that has made his future very uncertain. Aston Villa rejected Arsenal's bid for Ollie Watkins in January, but will he move in the summer? That's the question we are all asking because he's still a very, very good Premier League player. Very, very good Premier League player. Has all it takes to be one of the best going forward. But guess what? Ollie Watkins is in a domino effect where the majority of top Premier League teams are looking at all the different strikers, and he's down the pecking order. He's down the pecking order. This is somebody that scored, I think, 18 goals last season, if I'm not mistaken, and had really good assist count. So it's mind blowing to see that Ollie Watkins is in a situation right now that nothing is going well for him. Nothing is being touted where he's going to. And so we are going to be watching out for Ollie Watkins because I think this is a situation that once one domino fall in terms of a striker going to another person, we are going to start seeing a lot of dominoes, which would absolutely lead to the striker merry-go-round. One major signing could trigger a domino effect, reshaping the transfer landscape. That's definitely something for sure. It is definitely going to happen this year. It is going to happen this summer. And I'm excited to see kind of what happens going forward. I'm going to keep you guys updated in every single story that we spoke about here. We've spoken about the Arsenal striker dilemma, Viktor Gyokeres in demand, Benjamin Sesko's future, Ollie Watkins' uncertain future, Hugo Ekitike's Premier League battle, and the striker merry-go-round. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I will see you guys in the next one. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because over 98 of you guys that watch the content haven't, and it does us a big favor when you guys subscribe to the channel because we have a goal that we are hoping to meet before the end of the summer. Thank you very much. I see you guys. Love you all. Peace.